Hey everyone, and welcome back. You guys have been sending in tons of articles all about these shampoo and conditioner bars.
Yeah, it seems like everyone is buzzing about them.
Definitely. So we thought, why not do a deep dive into this whole thing? Figure out if the hype is real.
Is
See if it's something our listeners should actually consider.
right. Because a lot of you are wondering, like, are these bars just a trend or do they actually work?
And should we all be ditching our bottles and making the switch?
Well, we did some digging, looked at the research, read some listener reviews.
And honestly, things got pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah. So let's break it all down. First off, you gotta admit, this whole trend is pretty cool when you think about it.
For sure. It's like hitting that perfect balance between good hair care and eco-consciousness.
Totally. Like swapping out all those plastic bottles for one little bar.
That's huge for the planet.
Right. It's
Yeah.
a win for the environment, for sure. But what about the stuff that's actually in these bars?
Well, we took a deep dive into the ingredients list. And honestly, they're pretty impressive. Okay, so spill the tea. What are we looking at here?
You're seeing a lot of natural ingredients like coconut oil, shea butter, essential oils.
Interesting. So basically stuff that's actually good for your hair.
Exactly. It's a big shift from traditional shampoos, which often rely on harsh chemicals.
Like what kind of chemicals are we talking about?
Well, think about sulfates, for example. They're really common in shampoo, but they can strip away your hair's natural oil.
Which leaves your hair feeling dry and brittle.
Exactly. And then there are parabens.
Those are preservatives, right?
Yeah. And while the research is still ongoing, some people choose to avoid them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But-
So with these bars, we're looking at ingredients that actually work with your hair.
Right, instead of against it. Like coconut oil, for example. It has antifungal properties that can help with dandruff.
And shea butter is known for its deep moisturizing effects. So it's not just about being natural for the sake of being natural. It's about using ingredients that actually benefit your hair in the long run.
Absolutely. And while doing the research, I came across something interesting.
Oh, what's that?
So it turns out there might be a bit of an adjustment period when you first switch to shampoo bars.
Really? What do you mean by that?
Well, some people find that their hair and scalp need time to adapt to the lack of those harsh chemicals.
I guess that makes sense. Your hair's used to being stripped of its natural oils.
Exactly. So some people, especially those with dry hair, might experience some dryness or find it harder to detangle at first.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So it might not be a magic fix for everyone right away.
Yeah, it really depends on your hair type and how your hair reacts.
But hey, even with that adjustment period, it still sounds worth trying.
Right? Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Especially when you consider the cost savings.
I read the one bar can last as long as 2 or 3 bottles of shampoo,
Yeah, they're super concentrated, so a little goes a long way.
which is good news for our wallets and the environment.
Exactly. And speaking of the environment, if you're interested in learning more about the environmental impact of traditional shampoo versus these bars,
We've got some great resources linked in the episode description.
definitely check those out. But for now, let's move on to something a little more fun, shall we?
Okay, I'm all ears. What's up?
Let's talk about those listener reviews. Do people actually like using these bars?
Oh yeah, the reviews were all over the place.
Like good and bad, or?
I mean, mostly good, but we definitely saw a range of experiences.
Okay, so spill the tea. What were people saying?
Well, we heard from people with all different kinds of hair.
Curly, straight, thick, fine.
The whole gamut. And so many of them were like, these bars are amazing.
Really? Give us some examples. Like, did anyone really stand out?
Oh yeah, for sure. There was this one woman, Jessica, from California.
Okay.
She was using the Kish Rice Water Protein Bar, and she said she noticed way less breakage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and her hair was so much softer. And then there was Tom in New York. He was raving about the Ethic Curl Bar.
For his curls.
Yeah, exactly. He said it totally transformed his curls, got rid of all the frizz and buildup.
Interesting. So different bars for different hair types.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. That makes sense. So we've got the eco-friendly aspect, the good ingredients, the potential cost savings, and even some glowing reviews.
Yeah.
But like, zooming out a bit, why should all of this matter to our listener?
That's a good question. I think it comes down to making choices that align with your values,
Like, if you care about sustainability, these bars are a real way to reduce your environmental impact.
Absolutely. It's like putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. And plus, it's empowering to take control of what you're putting on your body.
Right. We've talked about the potential downsides of all those chemicals in traditional shampoos.
And while more research is always being done, opting for natural alternatives can feel like a positive step.
Totally. And let's not forget about the practical side.
Like the cost effectiveness?
Yeah, and the travel convenience.
That's a big one for sure.
It's all about simplifying your routine without sacrificing good hair care.
So to our listener out there,
Mm.
what are your thoughts on all of this? What stands out to you the most?
Are you excited about the eco-friendly aspect?
Intrigued by the natural ingredients?
Or maybe just curious to try something new?
We encourage you to do your own research and see what piques your interest.
Remember, what works for one person might not work for another?
There are tons of brands out there,
Like Kitsch, Ethic, High Bar.
all with different formulas for different hair needs.
So yeah, definitely do some exploring.
And if you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry.
We've got links to some popular brands and resources in the episode description.
So be sure to check those out.
And of course, if you do make the switch to shampoo and conditioner bars, we'd love to hear about your experience.
Absolutely. You can connect with us on social media or leave a comment.
We love hearing from our listeners.
And speaking of connecting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button
So you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives.
into the topics that you care about.
Now, before we wrap things up, we wanted to leave you with a little something extra to ponder.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
So we've talked about the environmental and personal benefits of switching to shampoo and conditioner bars, right? But there's another layer to this whole trend that we find really fascinating.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's the idea of voting with your dollar.
Interesting.
Like, every purchase we make is a vote for the kind of world we want to live in.
That's deep.
It is, right? By choosing products that are sustainable, ethical, and align with our values.
We're sending a message to companies.
Exactly. We're telling them what matters to us.
And in the case of shampoo and conditioner bar,
It's clear that people are choosing to invest in products that are good for them, good for the planet.
and good for their wallets.
It's a win-win-win situation.
I love that.
Huh.
So as you go about your day, think about the impact of your choices.
What kind of message are you sending with your purchases? Are you supporting companies that align with your values?
Those are definitely some questions worth pondering.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of shampoo and conditioner bars.
We hope you learned something new.
And maybe even feel inspired to make a few changes in your own life.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about shampoo and conditioner bars, but before you run out and buy a whole stash,
Yeah, we should probably cover the basics, like how do you actually use these things?
right, it's a little different from using liquid shampoo and conditioner.
It is, but it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it.
Exactly. So first things first, you want to make sure your hair and the bar are totally wet,
Yep. Then you can either rub the bar between your hands.
or go straight for the scalp.
Either way, you want to create a nice lather,
And then just like with regular shampoo, you massage the lather into your scalp and hair.
and then rinse thoroughly.
Easy peasy. And if you're using a conditioner bar,
Just follow the same steps, focusing on the ends of your hair.
makes sense. The one thing I've learned is that storing your bars properly is super important.
Oh yeah, for sure. You want to make sure they dry completely between washes.
Otherwise, they can get all mushy and gross.
Exactly. A soap dish with good drainage is your best friend.
So there you have it. All the basics you need to know about using shampoo and conditioner bars.
So what do you think? Are you ready to make the switch?
We've got links to more information and some of the top-rated bars down in the episode description.
Definitely check those out if you're curious to learn more.
And as always, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives.
Into the topics that you care about.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.